Hello guys, RobberBat1 here, coming at you with, my updated hero deck profile. Now, obviously guys, this deck is my favorite deck. This is the deck that I have always loved. This is the deck that I personally cherish through all of my time in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I have made a list that I'm comfortable with showing you guys now with the Evil Hero support, with all the other hero support, to be a very competitively viable hero deck. Now, I might be taking this to my next regional. I'm not too sure at this moment in time, but I've got 2 weeks to try out. This is a build that I've been testing for quite some time and loving consistently. It's got very good combos, it's very consistent. It can end on a board with Dark Lord turn 1 very easily, along with something a little extra cheeky that can just deal with your opponent. And I'm loving this deck. So, guys, I hope you do enjoy this video. It's something that I've been working on for quite some time. This is my favorite deck of all time, so I hope you really do like it. And yeah, let's get into the deck profile. And also, guys, just for some feedback, I am using a new camera now because I just recently got a new phone which has a better camera on it. So please tell me if you think the quality of this video is looking a lot better than normally, because of I have got a new phone and it does have a new camera, so I hope it's looking a lot better. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So, for starters, obviously, we do play the free Vision Hero Faris. Very good card, being that this is your main starter card, where you just discard a hero, summon it from the hand, place a Vision Hero in the spell and trap card zone, and that enables you to go into a full combo that can equal to OTKs, turn 1 Dark Claws, and everything of the likes. You honestly, guys, you don't really need to play this at 3 though, because there are ways you can play this card at 2 and then just play the and not need the 3rd. But the reason I'm playing the 3rd is because I feel like I want to see this card as consistently as possible. So I felt like playing the 3rd just gave me that more guaranteed resource to have the 3rd in hand turn 1. And obviously there are other ways to get this card to your hand. This deck is very consistent, being where you can get this card to your hand through like 4 different cards instantly. So, actually, no, not even 4, like 7 different cards in this deck can get you to Vision Hero Faris. So, this card, it's not necessary at 3, but I prefer the 3rd just because it means that I don't have to go searching for it later on. But this is your main starter card, so I suggest you play this at 3, but 2 is also acceptable in this deck. Next, we play 2 Vision Hero Increase. This is the card that you're going to be putting in the spell and trap card with Faris, being that it tributes a hero, special summons itself and a Vision Hero from the deck while in the trap zone. And this is basically the card that enables you to just make multiple monsters turn 1, where this puts this in the spell and trap card zone, this tributes this, and then you just have the full combo because this summons Vision Hero Vion, and then you go from there. So you don't want to be playing less than 2 of this though, guys, because honestly, if you draw this card, it really sucks, because like then you can't put it on the board with the Faris, and then you aren't able to just do your turn 1 combo. So it's kind of like Siliquise and Altergeist. You need to be playing 2 of this card just so you don't draw it, but it needs to be there in case you do draw it. But yeah, 2 Faris. Next, we do play 2 Vision Hero Vion as well. Kind of the same thing as for Increase. You don't want to be seeing this card in your opening hand because you want to be able to summon it off the Increase. But even if you do see this card off your Increase, it's fine because this does have a very good effect, where you can send a hero from your deck to the graveyard to then just send it. And then it can also banish a hero from the graveyard to search Polymerization, which is very key in this deck. You need to be able to search Polymerization, so you need to be playing 2 of this, just so you have that ability. So 2 Vision Hero Vion, very key as well. Need to see this card. Need to have this card in the deck. Obviously, same as the Increase though. You don't want to be seeing it in your opening hand really, but it's better than seeing the Increase in your opening hand. But yeah, those are the Vision Hero cards. Vision Hero Engine is obviously very important because it is one of your key starting engines. It really does make the deck more consistent and helps the deck be more playable. For Elemental Heroes though, we do play the 2 Stratos because it's able to destroy spell and trap cards in the back row, and also search out cards like our Vision Hero Faris to just start off our combo. So you need to be playing this at max number. Hopefully on the next list we'll get this to 3, so this deck becomes even more consistent, and that way we're just able to go even more into this game, and just even more consistency means even more chance of topping. And if it does come back to 3, might play out the YCS coming up in London soon. So yeah, definitely need to be playing this at the max. Next, we play two Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. Elemental Hero Shadow Mist being one of the most important cards in the deck, where you really, like, honestly, you want to see Vision Hero Shadow Mist with Faris, just so you can guarantee your full turn 1 combo, where you can just make Dark Law turn 1, and then just not care about your opponent. So, basically, that combo normally goes that you get this in the grave, and then summon it back later in the combo, so... need to play 2 of this. I was playing it at 3 originally, but because of space issues and other cards that I needed to kind of play, I chose to play it at 2, but 2 is more than enough in this deck. You don't really need the third at times. It's just like, if you do have it, you have it, and it can be very helpful. So, 2 Shadow Mist, you don't really need the third. It's kind of good, but you can... It adds a bit more consistency to the deck, but this deck is also already super consistent, so 2 is enough. We do play 1 Elemental Hero Solid Soldier. Same thing as Shadow Mist. I was playing this at 2, but I cut it down to 1 because of space issues. Obviously, there are a lot of space issues in this deck where you want to be playing more specific cards, but you can't really fit them in. So, you only really need 1 of this card, though, because this is key for the turn 1 combo, where you send this off to the field, from the field to the graveyard with Polymerization, then summon back the Shadow Mist, and get Shadow Mist to search Mask Change to have a turn 1 Dark Law. So you need to be playing this at least 1 in the deck. It is very key to the deck, and very important. We also play 1 Bubble Man. Now, I'm playing 1 Bubble Man because of, it's a water monster, and also it's just a free summon at times, and if you open that kind of hand, where it's just like, oh, I've opened a Stratos, 4 back row that can't really do anything, 4 spell and trap cards that can't really do anything. Well, special summon Bubble Man from the hand, make Dweller pass, isn't actually that bad. So this is very good, and it does come up at times, so you need to be playing this. We also do play 1 Honest Neos because it's just a big booster where you can make like a over 8k Vision Hero Trinity, so very good card, need to be playing it in the deck. Other hero cards, we do play 2 Destiny Hero Malicious. Only Destiny Heroes we're playing in this build, because these are key to the combo. These are key just because it lets you use the extra hero Cross Guy to just search any hero from the deck. So you want to be playing the 2 of those. And the final hero, obviously, Evil Hero Gold Evil Hero Adusta Gold. This is to basically just be able to make Malicious Bane, where you search this at the end of your combo, discard it, search Dark Calling, and then for the next turn, if you go first, you save it for the next turn, and then during the next turn and during your turn, use it, and then just be able to OTK or Raigeki your opponent's board. This is a very good card, very key for this new strategy, and honestly, the artwork looks beautiful. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, guys. That looks sick. But you need to be playing at least 1. You only need 1 in the deck. You don't need more. You don't need the other evil hero cards such as Sinister Necrom. You only need the gold Adusta Gold. So only need to the 1 of that. But for other monsters in the deck, we do play a lot of hand traps. We do play 2 Phantasme because it's able to draw us into more hand traps, which is very good and also can prevent targeting. So if you've got that Dark Claw on board, this can just be like, you can't target my monster now, so you're not hitting my Dark Claw. So that does come up at times. 2 Ash Blossom because it's just a very good hand trap. And the fact that... the reason I'm playing this at 2 is because of decks like Lunalight Orcust that make Azathoth, and then you're just unable to interact with your opponent. So I felt like 2 Ash Blossom was fine, because if you do go up against that Lunalight Orcust matchup, then you're not able to actually interact with your opponent very much anyway. So 2 Ash Blossom is fine, because then it doesn't become a brick. Plus, you can only use this effect once per turn anyway, so being able to just discard that 1 card, just being able to get that 1 card that could be anything else is fine. Plus, playing the Phantasme as well, there's more chance to draw into it anyway. We also do play 2 Nibiru, because combo decks, I go second, I give you Nibiru, clear your board, make Trinity on over 8k, beat over the token I just gave you. Simple. And the last hand traps are 3 Infinite Impermanence. The reason we're playing 3 Impermanence over two Ash Blossoms is obviously because of the Orcust matchup as well, where they just literally make Azathoth, you can't interact with them. So I felt like playing the Impermanence that isn't once per turn up 3, and also can just guarantee that we have a response for our opponent's Azathoth, or of the Nightmare Mermaid and anything like that, is it very good. Also, this can't be called by the Graved, so if you do go against that matchup and they have to call by the Graved, this card just says, well, sure, you have to call by the Grave, but you can't do it to Imperm. So I felt like Free Impermanence was better than Triple Ash Blossom in that situation, just because right now we're in a format that's very heavy Orcust related. So, hand traps, I felt like 9 was the best number of this for this deck, just because of it's just very good. And like obviously the ratio is I want to see more hand traps and protect my stuff. I want to prevent you from doing stuff. I want to get rid of your board, and I also want to just stop your monsters. Also, this has a synergy with Dark Calling as well, where you don't have that big level monster, or you don't have that big level monster. These two can act as that big level monster, so very good in that fact, very well used. But for spell cards, we do play Triple Mass Change. Want to be seeing this card as consistently as possible. If you can see this card without having to use the Shadow Mist effect, it's even better. So, or if you activate see it, then use the Shadow Mist effect, you can end on an even better board most of the time, which you'll see later. So free Mass Change is required. Triple Equal, just for consistency purposes. You want to see this card, you want to see as many elemental hero cards as possible, just to be able to guarantee your hero combos. 2 Cosmic Cyclone to be able to deal with the opponent's back row at times, like against Orcust, target their Crescendo, get rid of their Crescendo. Very good, especially seeing as Dingus, cannot protect the Crescendo from this. So, Cosmic Cyclone just being very good in that fact. 2, Called by the Grave, just, times when our combos there, and also against Orcust can be very useful. Against Striker is also kind of nice. You don't really need to be playing more than 2 Called by the Grave. Honestly, I could cut this card. It's just like, the threat of hand traps is still a thing, so I felt like 2-2 was probably the best ratio, but it's personal preference. 1 off, we do play 1 Hero Lives, obviously for consistency. 1 Rotom, more consistency. 1 Polymerization is searchable off the Vion and lets us get Dark Claw turn 1. And 1 Dark Calling because it is searchable for just a gold and makes the beautiful Malicious Bane. So that is the main deck. I have made the main deck essentially to be as consistent as possible, while also guaranteeing that I can end on a Dark Claw with maybe some back row, just have interruptions for the opponent going second, and also just guarantee OTK potential in the deck, and just making good turn 1 boards. So that's essentially what I tried to make with this main deck, but let's get into the extra deck. So, for the extra deck, we do play 2 extra hero Cross Crusader. This is very key for the combo as well, where it summons a Destiny hero from the graveyard, and then you get to tribute the Destiny hero Malicious and search any hero from your deck. He is very important in this deck, and honestly, if I wasn't playing him, I think this deck would just lose so much consistency. Plus, those 2 down pointing arrows are very useful at times. We also do play 1 extra hero Wonder Driver. The reason we're playing Wonder Driver is because basically it allows us to recycle like Polymerization and Mass Change, but also this card allows us to play around Super Polymerization, where if they do have the Super Polymerization, you just end on this and Shadow Mist, and then your opponent basically can't do anything to your Dark Claw with Super Polymerization if they have it, because they can't actually fuse your Light with your Dark Monster to make a Starving Venom. So felt like this and Dark Claw is really good. Plus, this also lets you set back the Mass Change you used to make the Dark Claw, so it just gives you more resources for following turns, which is actually really good in the long run as well. And the last Link monster we're playing, 1 extra hero Dread Decimator. We obviously play this because it boosts our hero's attack points and does piercing damage on those defense position monsters. Really wish it had a better effect, but, can't be too picky. Xyz monsters, the only one we're playing is Abyss Dweller, just to be able to have that other turn 1 play, where if we're against Orcust or something, we can just prevent the Orcust from playing the game. For other cards in the extra deck, though, we're playing these are all hero cards, by the way. You don't really play much in your extra deck other than Dweller. That's not a hero card, because you can't really make them because you're locked into heroes majority of the time anyway. So, for other extra deck cards, we do play 1 Mars Hero Blast, being that it is your target for Stratos, whereas you can just target a back row on your opponent's board, return it to the hand, which is really nice for paying 500. Also, when it's summoned, you can halve the attack of a monster, which can actually just help you get over big monsters anyway. 2 Masked Hero Dark Claw, because obviously you want to have Dark Claw. You don't really need a third. I've been playing the third for a long time. Only really summoned it once in the amount of time that I've been playing the third in the extra deck. So you only need 2, plus extra deck space is a very big issue in this deck. So 2 is enough. Other Masked Heroes, I don't know why that's not organized. We do play one Acid because we play Bubble Man, and also because we play a specific card that you probably just saw. One Anki because it's Anki. It says search more and OTK easier, and one Diane. Honestly, you can cut this card. It's only there for the situations where your Solid Soldier gets impermed and you have mask change, but because of that as a thing, it does come up at times, and you do need to be able to kind of get around it. So one Diane is kind of needed, but for cards that you use for fusions, one Elemental Hero Absolute Zero to accompany our Masked Hero Acid. Essentially, you can end on Darklaw Acid, Darklaw Absolute Zero turn 1, and then just have either access to Darklaw to banish all cards your opponent controls, and a board wipe to essentially say you have no board left. So that's why we're playing that, because it's just a guaranteed board wipe 9 times out of 10. One Vision Hero Adoration because it just instant hero fusion, don't really need to care about it too much. One Trinity for OTKs, and one Evil Hero Malicious Bane because it allows us to nuke our opponent's board, gain attack, and attack for game. And also it's just really free in general in this deck. So, guys, that is the deck profile. It's something that I really do love, and I really am happy to say that I'm playing. It's something that I've always loved, really do enjoy playing it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. I hope you guys got some really cool ideas from this. Hope you guys know what you're going to be doing with this deck. Hope this can give you some ideas of your own. The reason I'm not playing like Fusion Destiny and stuff is because I don't really like that engine. I feel like the engine is basically to win more. Sure, it can come in handy. Like, I am debating playing 2 Fusion Destiny in here, cutting the Absolute Zero and the Acid to basically accommodate like having Dystopia and stuff in the end phase, but this is just the build that I personally prefer right now, and I'm having a lot of fun with. But guys, this is the deck profile. Tell me what you think of it in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more good videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Heroes are my favorite, and this deck is great. Robot1 signing out. Later all.